I was having a chat with a friend a couple of days ago, and he's like, would you wish adversity upon your son? I'm like, absolutely, fuck yes.
Yeah.
Just enough adversity to give him a stimulus to grow.
Yeah.
I don't wish pain upon him.
Yeah.
I wish the right level of adversity for him to face in order to grow, because I feel that without this adversity, you're not challenged or invited into a new self.
Yeah.
And I'm very consciously trying to put him in situations where there's chosen adversity versus adversity that life throws at you. Putting him in situations where he's forced to seek adversity himself, from little cold showers, to participating in jiu-jitsu tournaments, to challenging himself in basketball. In different ways. I'm trying to apply whatever I learned to him in a way that's suitable for him and up to him. It's his life, it's his journey. I'm a passenger on his ride. I'm not living my life through him. I'm very conscious of that.
You said something there that I want to pick up on. You said you don't want to put him in pain or something along those lines. Some of the stuff that you've done, I mean, we saw you, was it before? I don't know. It was after the podcast that you pulled the tire for 50K. It was after that.
Well, after. It was in Into the Darkness a couple of years ago.
Yeah, so it was, the show that we did, 7:45, was in March 2022.
Yeah.
Into the Darkness was in May 2022. Right. Now, in that challenge, or in a challenge such as that, you've created a certain amount of physical suffering for yourself.
Yeah.
You were in pain.
Yeah.
You were in physical pain and you were in mental pain.
And emotional pain.
And emotional pain. Like you had them all. So what do you mean by, with Ramsey, you don't want to put him in pain? How do you balance those two?
I think pain can be useful. Pain is evolved over time to give us signals of what not to do. Like you're a kid, you touch a hot stove, you learn, fire's bad. So what I meant by I don't want to put him in pain is based on my own experience. I grew through adversity, right?
Yeah.
But it was painful for me at certain times. The levels I reached in that journey, I wouldn't wish upon him. I wish him the same outcome, but not as painful as a process.
How's he going to get the same outcome if he doesn't have, output equals input?
Adversity is adversity. I challenge him to seek adversity rather than wait for the world to serve him that adversity.
But he's still going to go through the tough times, mate.
And that's cool. And he will grow from them. I just don't wish more pain upon him that's either self-inflicted or served to him by the world. I would like him to strengthen himself by seeking those things and learning from whatever value I can add to him. And if it's not his cup of tea, all good. He's my son. I would have done what I believe is my role as a dad.
Let me flip it. How old is he now?
He's turning 9 on April 4th.
Okay. So let's give him 10 years.
Okay.
In 10 years' time, don't worry, we'll still be doing Into the Darkness.
Yes.
And Ramsey has the tire. And Ramsey's doing the 50K with the tire. He's done that because he's inspired by you, we could make up a number of different reasons. Let's not worry too much about the why, but there's a strong why.
Yeah.
Physically, he's in pain. Let's not embarrass him and say he's crying, but from the inside, he's definitely crying. Emotionally and mentally, he's going through what you went through, and you're having to sit there and watch it.
I'll be right along his side. I'll probably be pulling a tire as well, a smaller one. And just like he waited for me at the finish line when I did my challenge, I'll be there for him, as long as I know that the reason he's enduring the mental, physical, and emotional pain serve a purpose. And funnily enough, 1 year after that Into the Darkness and the second Into the Darkness, I took the tire for 5K just for good time's sake.
Yeah.
And Ramsey pulled it for 1 kilometer.
Really?
Yeah.
Did he kick and scream?
He's like, please let me pull. I'm like, dude, chill. Pull it for a few hundred meters, and he totaled 1 kilometer. And he's proud of himself. He's like, I have to speak to Marcus. I have to get a picture on the wall at InnerFight. What do I have to do? I'm like, hey, have a chat with Marcus.
We're waiting. Because it's interesting, isn't it, mate? And I think I sometimes ask that question from maybe a selfish standpoint, because I have no point of reference. I don't have children. I'm not planning to have children. And I appreciate and respect that a lot of people do. Yeah. And I think a lot, and I've been thinking more recently, obviously, through the tough times that I went through in my childhood and my relationship with my mother, and painful situations that I was in, either voluntary or involuntary, however I thought. And it's interesting to hear about them and what that point is, because like you said, you wanted to learn, you understand that adversity is important. You understand that tough times is important. Yeah. But who wants a loved one to, number one value, family. Yeah, I want my loved ones to be in pain. Like, it's all conflicting, right? In a beautiful way, because, you know, and I see it sometimes, like, I can see Holly's face at a number of events I've done, and she's literally just looking, you know, and that's why, for the most part, I love her being there, but it's hard to see her, because my pain is all over her face. You know?
I think it's a matter of perspective. If you look at things on a short time scale, I totally see what you're getting. But on a long enough planning horizon, when you see that this is not always the case, you're not always in pain, you're not always running on cortisol, you just punctuate your life with these occasions.
These things,
because on the long term, you'll be far better off for it.